Could Dr. Stephen Strange recruit a couple of insects to help him in the next Avengers movie? Hi, I'm Jason Inman.
And I'm Ashley Victoria Robinson.
And welcome to Fan Theories, the video where we take the fan theories of around the internet and we debate how likely they are going to be. I'm right here with the sorcerer of fan theoryology from the Sanctum Sanctorum, Ashley Victoria Robinson, and we're going to discuss whether this fan theory is very likely or not likely. Ashley, what are we talking about?
Today we are talking about, will Doctor Strange recruit Ant-Man and the Wasp?
All right, so this is obviously going to be getting into some Avengers Infinity War spoilers. If you haven't seen that movie, you must be the one person on Earth that doesn't go to the movies, and I feel sorry for you. So there will be some Avengers 4 spoilers. There will be no Ant-Man and the Wasp spoilers because at the time of recording this video, we have not seen it. We have no idea what happens in it. I'm going to guess some shrinkage and some embiggening. Okay, so
not a word!
That's right. Ashley, let's go into this. What are we talking about?
So we're talking about, of course, Doctor Strange. We know that in Avengers Infinity War, he saw the only possible future, the only one possible future where the Avengers defeat
out of like
Thanos.
17 million, 14 million? How many?
I didn't write it down because I said it in a bunch of old videos. Go watch
14 million.
So we have to believe, because he's a good guy, that everything he's done since that sequence has been in service of this one good winning timeline. Now, in previous fan theories videos, we postured that he understands why these characters had to be snapped away, that Captain Marvel would inevitably become a part of it, and that they would play an important role in Avengers 4. Now, Ant-Man and the Wasp, the second Ant-Man movie, takes place between/during Civil War and Infinity War, which means that Scott and Hope aren't likely to get snapped away at the end of the movie.
Or they will in an end credit scene.
Right, but it means they're probably safe.
No, yeah.
If Doctor Strange saw the future, then he knows that both of them are safe from the snap.
Oh, good job, Stephen.
Therefore, Doctor Strange could show up over the course of Ant-Man and the Wasp, possibly having traveled through the use of the Time Stone, thanks Time Stone, to warn Scott and Hope about the upcoming events of Infinity War and to arm them with enough knowledge to put them in a position of power and assistance going into whatever Avengers 4 is going to be. So they'll basically come into Avengers 4 with a leg up.
Okay.
Now, if we have to trust Doctor Strange implicitly, we said, then this would mean that Scott and Hope have a crucial role to play in this movie. On a personal note, I do think it would be really cool because Ant-Man and the Wasp are in the comics founding members of the Avengers.
Yes.
And they were supposed to be, Ant-Man at least was supposed to be part of Marvel Phase 1.
Yes.
And
the Wasp was originally supposed to be in Avengers.
And, due to some production things that didn't happen. Jason, what do you think about the idea that they might have a bigger role to play and that Doctor Strange knows that? Do you think that's likely or unlikely?
No, let's back up here because that's not really what you just told us right now. You told us about Doctor Strange popping up in their movie. So am I voting on how likely it is to see Doctor Strange and Ant-Man and the Wasp, or am I talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp having a bigger role in Avengers?
Well, both. Let's do both.
Well, Ant-Man and Wasp having a bigger role in Avengers, duh. Very likely. Duh. I mean, that's all over the internet. I think the more interesting aspect of that is, will Doctor Strange pop up in Ant-Man and the Wasp? Now, that's interesting. And especially if it's during the sequence of him meditating or doing that stuff like that, the really cool scene in Avengers Infinity War. I actually just kind of like the idea that you're watching Ant-Man and the Wasp. Hello. What's up, guys? It's like all stuff like that. I think that's kind of fascinating.
So do you think there's a chance that during his meditation, he was able to...
Or meditation to what we saw. Man. I want to say very likely because I think that makes Ant-Man the Wasp much more interesting if it's like sort of part of Doctor Strange's game plan. My gut tells me it's not likely. My gut tells me it's not likely because I think they're going to play Ant-Man and the Wasp as completely removed from Infinity War with the exception of the end credit scenes. Now, I think both end credit scenes, one end credit scene will deal directly with Infinity War, and then I think the other end credit scene will deal directly with Captain Marvel.
Now, what if...
Like Hank Pym has the space beeper or
what
something.
What if one of these end credit scenes, or maybe the final scene of the narrative of the movie, is an astral projection of one of Doctor Strange's forms come to speak with them? Because let's say that we don't think it's likely that during his meditation he talked to Hope and Scott. Let's just say that didn't happen. During Infinity War, when he was fighting Thanos, he created hundreds of astral projections of himself. Now, do we think that maybe one of them, jumped back to Earth and talked to Scott and Hope?
I'll tell you what. I'm going to say very likely on this, because on Doctor Strange being an Ant-Man the Wasp, because I just want it to happen, and I think if I put it out in the universe, hopefully it will, and they'll read at the movie. They'll call it Benedict right now. They'll be like, "Hey, Benedict, yes. Can you fly back from London? I don't know. I have a baby. I have to do this Sherlock. I have to do this Sherlock breakfast with Omaze. I don't know. No, we need you to film this scene. All right, I'm there. But can you imagine how cool it would be if one of the end credit sequences is Scott and Hope standing there, and then the sling ring portal opens up, or even astral projection, and Doctor Strange walks out and then says the exact same thing to them that he said to Tony Stark at the beginning. He's like, "Hello, my name is Dr. Stephen Strange, and I need your help."
Yeah.
Like I would freak out. I would freak out.
I'm more fond of the astral projection because he could be speaking to them while the fight is going on.
Oh, and it'd be like,
so he's trying hard to concentrate on them, and then maybe that's what draws him away at the end. Is that when Thanos punches him and all his forms go.
I got a duck.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna say very likely just because I think it's such a cool idea. Let's do it.
Cool.
All right. What else we got?
Also, just from a production standpoint, there's really no reason to keep Ant-Man, if not Ant-Man and the Wasp, out of Avengers Infinity War if they were not going to play a bigger role here, because we did see so many.
In 4.
Yeah, because we did see so many other minor characters popping up. So and they crammed him in Civil War for no reason. So I just think that is very telling.
Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Ant-Man was great in Civil War.
You could have done Civil War without Ant-Man, and it would have been just as fine a movie.
The teams would have been uneven. Aren't they equal with the Ant-Man, I think?
I don't know.
Ant-Man was awesome.
I think he was awesome, but
Ant-Man's best movie is Civil War.
Narratively, he's not needed. But they put him in there because they had him, so why wouldn't they just put him in Infinity War? Because he has bigger things coming. Now, Screen Rant posits that the quantum realm is the key to defeating Thanos.
Okay.
Hank Pym in the first Ant-Man movie said, quote, "The quantum realm is a reality where all concepts of space and time become irrelevant as you shrink for all eternity."
You gotta say that in
Unquote.
Michael Douglas's voice.
I am not. First of all, I don't.
A reality where all concepts of time and space become irrelevant as you shrink for all eternity, Scott.
You sound like
Michael Douglas. No, Matthew McConaughey's down here.
So could this mean that the Infinity Gauntlet is useless in the quantum realm?
Why?
Because if all concepts of time and space become irrelevant, then none of the gems would work there.
Well, just the time and space gems.
Which are two of the most important ones.
Sure.
So if Ant-Man and the Wasp shrink Thanos and the Avengers down to the quantum realm size, could they potentially defeat him in hand-to-hand combat or wrest the Infinity Gauntlet away from him there?
Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Not likely.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think they're going to the quantum realm?
I think they're going to the quantum realm. Are they going to shrink Thanos and have a battle in the quantum realm? No. If they're going to have a battle that's going to mean something, it's going to be in a location that we already know. Here's the thing. The quantum realm we've only seen once. And it's a CGI wonderland. It really doesn't mean anything to us at this point. Now, we might see it more in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that could completely change. But if you want the final fight with Thanos, whatever the big brouhaha in Avengers 4, to mean something, you need to set it in a location where it matters, where we know. Now, that could be New York. If we take it back to Avengers 1, that could be Avengers Tower. That could be the Avengers Warehouse. That could be Sokovia is a pretty big one. I feel like if you want that fight to mean something, it has to be something. It could even be Gamora's home planet. Because of the tie to Gamora, that could mean a lot. It could be even in the Soul Stone would mean more than the quantum realm. Just because of that final scene that we see inside the Soul Stone with Gamora. I don't know. I don't see them shrinking Thanos, but I do see the quantum realm being important to beating the Infinity Gauntlet. I'm going to vote this one as not likely.
Because there is kind of the culmination of this theory that's quite popular, is that they'll get to the quantum realm by teaming up with Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange will use his sling ring that you mentioned earlier
to pop in and out
and open up a hole to the quantum realm, so that either people will be moving in and out of it that way.
Well, here's the thing: if you look at the quantum realm in Ant-Man, in the very first Ant-Man,
Which you are right. We do see very briefly in the first one.
We see it very briefly, and there's a brief like silhouette of a woman that makes you think it's Janet. There also is some very Steve Ditko Doctor Strange kind of drawings in that quantum realm, as well as I've heard people say this online. I haven't seen it to prove it, but I've seen it on Reddit and stuff like that where people have talked about how they swear that you see the quantum realm when Stephen Strange is being sent through the universe by the Ancient One.
I've seen that theory as
well.
Yeah,
a lot of people. I mean, the quantum realm is kind of like a purple blankness.
Yeah,
empty space.
It kind of looks like the drawing of your synapses in your brain.
So if it flashes by us really quickly in that giant sequence, I have yet to see it. A lot of people claim it's there. You know what? It probably is there, and it's like a frame and it just goes by. So I think that's very likely. I think Doctor Strange is going to be a big key of this because, again, think about it. He controls the second most powerful soul stone. The time stone is the second most powerful of all of them. It's also going to be the one that's going to fix this.
Yeah.
I also think, again, like we're going to have a Sherlockian ending where Doctor Strange has set up some stuff that we don't know about. And
I think absolutely.
And I think Ant-Man is, and to be honest with you, I like Ant-Man having a purpose where he's just like, look, it would be even interesting, and I could see this happening in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm going crazy way out there theories now. I could see it to where Ant-Man and the Wasp, in that movie, Scott discovers time travel accidentally through the quantum realm. In fact, they could set it up. What if we've seen all these set pictures, right? Of Ant-Man is in Avengers 1. He's standing there with Avengers 1.
Yep.
What if one of the end credit scenes is he goes to the quantum realm? He's like, okay, so let's say we know he's
going
to
undo Marvel Phase 1 and he's part of the original Avengers.
We know he's gonna save Janet.
Yeah,
he's gonna save Michelle Pfeiffer. It's gonna happen. So he saves Michelle Pfeiffer, gets her out of the quantum realm. All is happy, and he's like, oh man, I can go to the quantum realm. Lickety split, no problem anymore. So the end credit scene is like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. You know, he goes to the quantum realm, and then he's like, oh, cool, giant purple stuff. He hits the button to come back, and he pops up in the middle of the Battle of New York from Avengers 1.
That'd be cool.
And it just goes cut. It just cuts. Like, we see Captain America in his suit, and he's just like, who are you? Boom. And we cut. That might be a really funny, in terms of, like, tone-wise way to fit Avengers Infinity War into, like, the comedic tone of Ant-Man. Also, as well, it'd be a fun little story turn.
Yeah.
It kind of served both purposes. It'd be a joke, and it'd be for the plot. I'd be fine with that. I don't know. The quantum realm is definitely a part of this, and so is Doctor Strange. So I say very likely to your last little bit.
Yeah, so I guess the final question is, do you think Doctor Strange will recruit Ant-Man and the Wasp for whatever's going to happen in Avengers 4?
I hope so. So I'm going to say very likely. I hope very likely. All right, so go down to the comments. Tell us whether you think this theory is very likely or not likely. While you're down there, click subscribe.
And for more exclusive geeky content, check out patreon.com/Jawiin. Come join us in the Hall of Justice and be a super friend.
Stick around the channel for more top 10 Arrow videos and all kinds of fan theories. Thanks for watching.